Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Smile Sessions. This week, we're going to switch things up a bit. Or should I say, pivot, like Ross Geller from Friends. Don't worry, no coaches are involved. Instead, I want to share with you my latest healing experience with you. As many of you know, I'm on a healing journey, and this weekend, I tried a Reiki session. I'll be discussing why I chose this therapy, the benefits of Reiki, my experience during and after the treatment, and how it can help others. Since beginning my healing journey, I've become increasingly self-aware. It's as if I'm piecing together the puzzle pieces of my life, making sense of things in a new way. Now that I'm on this path, I feel like I'm attracting people who are on similar journeys. My cousin got married last year, and during all the wedding planning, I got to know many of her friends on a more personal level. One friend, Ashley, and I continued to grow our friendship even after the wedding. She's also on a spiritual path. So, a few weeks ago, we went on a date to a pottery place called the Crackpot Studio. We got to choose and paint our pieces, which we could pick up in a few weeks later after they were fired in the kiln. I posted my unicorn jewelry box on my Instagram stories about a week ago. There was no time limit, which was nice. And it was therapeutic to talk about life while painting. Since then, we've been planning our next outing. This brings me to this past weekend. Ashley mentioned that she had gone for a Reiki session in the city and really enjoyed her experience. We decided to book back-to-back sessions so that we could carpool and then discuss our experiences on the drive home. Given the usual traffic in downtown Toronto, especially with the Gardiner Expressway shut down for the entire weekend, we had plenty of time to debrief on our way back. Reiki is a Japanese technique for stress reduction and relaxation that also promotes healing. It involves the transfer of universal life force energy through the hands of a practitioner to the recipient. The word Reiki comes from the Japanese words rei, meaning universal, and ki, meaning life energy. During a Reiki session, the practitioner lightly places their hands on or just above the recipient's body to channel this energy, which is believed to help balance the body's energy, reduce stress, and support the body's natural healing processes. It's a complementary therapy often used alongside conventional medical treatments to enhance overall well-being. So why did I want to try this therapy? I have a family history of cardiovascular disease on my mom's side. So at 19 years old, after a routine physical, I was diagnosed with high cholesterol. The doctors were astounded by this. I didn't fit the profile, but especially because of how young I was. The doctor told me that I had my mother to thank me for these genes, and that if I didn't go on medication that I would have a stroke at 40. Nothing like a little fear to get someone to start medication. My doctor also referred me to an endocrinologist, who is a specialized doctor that focuses on hormonal conditions that can affect cholesterol levels, such as diabetes or a thyroid disorder. After this specialist's appointment, it was explained to me that my body produces excessive amounts of LDL, which is considered the bad cholesterol. Some people have a genetic predisposition to produce more LDL. Conditions like familial hypercholesterolemia can cause high levels of LDL from a young age. The liver, the largest gland in the body, is situated in the upper right part of the abdomen. It serves as the body's primary detoxifier, processing drugs and other foreign substances. Additionally, it stores glycogen, which the body converts into energy. The liver also plays a crucial role in metabolizing fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. When functioning properly, it performs these tasks seamlessly and without notice. One of the liver's key roles is to produce and regulate cholesterol in the body. While cholesterol often gets a bad rap due to its association with health risks, It is essential for the production of hormones, vitamin D, and digestive enzymes. So, having been on medication now for 20 years, it's obviously had some effect on my liver. I also started exhibiting night sweats when I was 39. And in true Capricorn fashion, I freaked out thinking I was going into menopause. And then to learn the traditional phase leading up to menopause is known as, wait for it, perimenopause, was just the icing on the cake. Again, since the liver plays a role in hormones, this could also be attributing to my night sweats. I have also been experiencing severe migraines, actually cluster migraines to be exact. I always was sensitive to air pressure and stress growing up, so I often had headaches. But as I got older, they got worse, and especially after the C-section. I was put on birth control after 6 weeks postpartum because my OB didn't want me to try for another child for at least 18 months, as he wanted my body to heal in the event we wanted to try for a second child. I assured him at that point that I was one and done. He laughed and he said he hears that all the time, but I can sit here and say I stayed true to my word. After a few months, I made the correlation that once I had my cycle, it would trigger a migraine. It was due to the drop in estrogen. I chose to come off the pill because it was debilitating trying to care for an infant while your head feels like it's about to explode. When I got to my appointment, I was met by a lovely man who had just the kindest energy about him. You know those people who have a genuine smile and they smile with their eyes? He showed me to the treatment office, and we went through the reasons and that I was hoping to release some anger issues that I had felt had been stored inside my body. He asked some questions around my medical history, and then he left the room while I undressed to what I was comfortable to and laid on the treatment table. He did tell me prior to starting that he may do some light muscle work on my stomach area, as that is where the liver is, and he is also a registered massage therapist. It was really relaxing. The energy in the office was very calming, and his energy was also really lovely. When he initially felt my energy, he said I was very closed and standoffish, and then he asked me if I was ever pricked by a fuzzy leaf that caused pain, and I said no, and he said because that's what my energy felt like. I was surprised. It's amazing what the body holds on to that we don't even notice most of the time. When he massaged my stomach, I felt some tenderness, which I did point out to him. And he mentioned that it made perfect sense because that was where my liver was. He was moving some of the energy that was stuck in that area. When he worked on the energy around my head and neck, initially my head leaned towards the right and stayed there for a while before it went to the left and then recentered. At that time, he asked me how my relationship was with my mother, and I told him it was non-existent. He apologized and asked for how long. I told him it was about 4 years, which then he told me I was very much in my masculine energy. Honestly, I feel like I've been in my masculine energy since my divorce. It's like at that point I told myself this story that I needed to do everything on my own. I have been trying to do more things to be more in my feminine energy. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as flipping a switch. He then also asked me if I was like the Energizer Bunny and do I just keep going until I burn out, which I agreed, and also mentioned how at the beginning of July, I fell down the stairs at home on my way to the zoo. And in true mom fashion, I got up, iced my foot, and proceeded to go to the zoo. But that was my body's way of telling me to slow the F down. My spirit guides probably pushed me down the stairs, thinking, when is this chick gonna get it? Getting back to my energy, he also then compared it to a forest fire that was no longer burning but still sizzling. I laughed because that's exactly how I felt from the inside. The session was very relaxing and calming. He showed me compassion when I shared that I felt overwhelmed and not finding enough time for myself. In recent years, I got into this bad habit of sleeping into the last possible minute because past partners had done that. But now that Leo is finally sleeping in his own room, I have the freedom to get up early and have a few hours to myself, to pour into myself with meditation or journaling, with a nourishing breakfast before having to take care of Leo and getting him off to school. It's so important not to get lost in the hustle and bustle. We as humans need to stop and refuel. We also need our support system, whether it's your friends, relatives, coworkers, or neighbors. Lean on one another. It's okay to ask for help, and you'll be happier once you actually do it. Don't feel guilty for asking for help, because you will get the opportunity to give back your support network when the time is right. That's the beauty of community, coming together to help others not feel alone. After my session, I walked around the neighborhood and grabbed a coffee from a local coffee shop. Ashley was going for her session, so I had time to reflect on mine as well as focus on how I was feeling. Our drive home was great, and although we encountered traffic because that's Toronto, we had a really deep and meaningful conversation around our experience. I find that brain food gives me life, and it's these conversations that make life exciting for me. It's the creativity and the emotion that sparks from these types of conversations, and it's even better when shared with someone on a similar healing journey. After she dropped me off at home, I had a nice quiet evening, and Leo went to bed at 9:30. On the weekends, he always wants his bedtime extended. The fear of missing out is real. After he went to bed, I also went to bed. I was very tired from my Reiki session and thought it was best to listen to my body and go to sleep. This morning, I woke up at 8:30, refreshed and ready to start my day. For the first time in a long time, I woke up actually feeling like I had a restful night's sleep. I was able to accomplish a lot of household chores, as well as finish this week's podcast script that I'm bringing to you right now. Thank you for joining me on this episode today. As I reflect on my healing journey, I realize how much self-awareness I've gained and how it's helped piece together the puzzle of my life. It's been incredible to connect with others on similar paths, like my friend Ashley. From our therapeutic pottery sessions to our recent Reiki experience, I've learned so much about the importance of energy and healing. Reiki, with its gentle transfer of universal life force energy, has been a profound addition to my wellness routine, helping me balance my body's energy and reduce stress. My journey with high cholesterol and the impact on my liver has taught me the significance of understanding our bodies and seeking holistic approaches to health. The night sweats, migraines, and hormonal changes have all been a part of this complex journey, but they've all led me to explore new therapies and find compassionate practitioners who support my healing. As I continue to navigate this path, I am reminded of the importance of self-care and listening to our bodies. Whether it's through Reiki, connecting with friends, or simply taking time for ourselves, every step is a valuable part of the journey. Thank you for listening, and I hope my experiences inspire you to explore your own healing journey. Remember, it's okay to seek help, try new things, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Until next time, take care and keep healing.